In this video we're going to show you how to scalp and swing trade both the win and place markets to make some money. Just going to open up the automated page, bring up the race here from Uttoxeter, the 12:45. Now we're going to look at the prices. We can see that St John's Point is Betfair is low. We have it higher on TTH. There's been a big drift since 10 o'clock and in the last 10 minutes. The top two have been coming in, coming down. So all of these are good indicators that we can use to our advantage. Open up the BetAngel page, going to lay it £50, 11.5. This is in the win market. Obviously liquidity is a lot better in the win market than the place market, so we can use both markets to profit from. Moving over to the place market, you can use the same stakes as the win. In this particular example, I'm going to lay for £200, as you can see at 2.8, and sit in there, wait to get matched, which hopefully will happen very quickly. The indicators are there on the right. We've got Betfair graphs. As you can see, this one's been drifting. We've got all sorts of information, odds, time form, video, links. Click on a horse on the left and it gives you all sorts of information about the jockey, the trainer, etc, etc. So there we go, we've been matched 2.8. Try and get in at 2.86. I'm just flicking back to the win market. Just have a look at the top left hand corner and you'll see when it goes from win to the place market. Just keeping an eye on what the other horses are doing around our one. Going to go for 13, which is a 3-tick gain. There we go, we've got a free £75 on St John's Point. Back to the place market, which is also drifted, as the TTH tool suggested it would. Got a free £40 there on the place market, which we're going to green up and take the profit. That's all you've got to do, take a little bit of money in for every race and you'd be doing rather well. And there we go. In this particular example of a trade, we're going to show you that even the pros get it wrong. Certainly don't classify myself as a professional horse racing trader. I do very well on the football, cricket, rugby, but certainly I do okay on the racing. But I'm not a Kane Berry or a Peter Webb, etc, etc. So I'm going to show you that you've got to stay in the trade, you've got to keep total concentration, and you'll spot the deliberate mistake coming up, which isn't hard to do. So this one looks like it was gonna drift, so the price is fairly high anyway, so just going to use small stakes. Eyeing up an entry point, where to get in. See a fair bit of money sort of gathering around this price, and only going to use £10. Looks like it's going to drift before getting taken, so just going to raise that to 13 for £20 in total. And sit in there, wait to be someone to take the money. Go on to the place market. This also wasn't ideal because the liquidity on the least favorite horse is obviously, in this particular case, the worst. So going into the place market, trying to lay at 4.5. As you see, there's plenty of liquidity on the win market, and that's a question we're asked: is that whilst we predict the place market price, can we only trade that market? Well, no. You can get in on the win market as well. If TTH has a price a lot higher than Betfair, then why not lay on the win market, lay on the place market? You can also scalp the win market and swing trade the lay market, which is something that will be seen in these videos. We're just sort of going from the win to the place market and back. So at this point, sort of, it's looking okay. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm fairly sort of okay about it. Looking like it's going to drift. And you'll see in a minute that not every trader gets it right every time. And it's good to show that we don't always get it right. If you see a winning trade every time, then you know it doesn't. Whilst we get it right most of the time, of course we take losses as well. And there's the deliberate mistake. Only laid it for £20, but I'm now trying to get on the other side for £100. What's that all about, Adam? Knob. Think, man, think. It didn't help that the door went in between and had to answer the door. Another bloody delivery from the missus. One of her Christmas presents. Happens day after day. Getting sick of it, to be honest. Anyway, I digress. So the lesson is to shut yourself away, have an office, close the door, turn the phone off. Don't have the TV on unless you're watching the races in between. Make sure you have a cup of tea before you start trading, or something stronger, which might be needed. So 3 minutes to race time. It's going off very soon. So we have the flashing indicators of when a price changes. We have the TTH prices, you can see. And we're just sitting waiting to be taken. A little bit of a nibble there at 13.5. You know, could have got out 12.5, but still sort of thought, well, it could well drift here. And being at the front of the queue at 13.5, then considered it was worth staying in for. But the key is to keep your losses small. If you're doing 20 trades in a day and you have, say, 15, 16 winners, all of which are 5, 6, 7, 8 pounds, and you only have 3 or 4 losers of 4, 5, 6 pounds, then overall for the day you're going to do very well. And if you can do that 5 days a week, you know, there's no reason why you can't make 3, 4, 500 pounds a week using this tool. So now it's just a case of exiting, coming out, and moving on. Race is about to start, and there we go, a small loss, not the end of the world. Move on and don't answer the door. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you a bit of backing and laying win on the win market, and working on the place market as well. Open up the next race, automated page, which covers all UK and Irish markets for the day. And here we go, we spotted one that looks low. TTH says it should be higher. There's been a big drift since 10 o'clock. There's been a big drift in the last 10 minutes. The second and third favourites been coming in. So all of this is good indicators that we should get on and try and lay here. Opening up the Bet Angel page. This is the place market. Putting in our lay at 5.3. So wait for that to be taken. And it needs to be remembered that the software is a good indicator in which direction prices are likely to move. They are pretty accurate. They're not spot on every time, but they are pretty accurate, and you should certainly win more races than you lose. You know, go in, grab a tick or two, then if the prices are still wrong, go back in and do the same thing again. If a price looks like it's going the wrong way, then take 2 or 3 tick loss, try and claw it back, and move on. Let's have a look at the win market. Okay, just going to scalp here. We're going to scalp the win market, £100. We got in at 5.4. Instantly getting on at 5.3. Most of it's been taken at 5.4. We're near the front of the queue, 1 tick below. And this is something you can do with the tool. You can swing trade the place market when there are big gaps, and you can just scalp a tick on the win market. So you win on both. The TTH place market indicates the prices. So when it's a lot higher, lay on Betfair on the place market and just scalp a tick on the win market. Just looking to potential opportunity to go back in again. We're 4 minutes from the off. Normally try and get out sort of 5 minutes before the race goes off. Goes a little bit mental then, plenty of money piles in, and you certainly don't want any problems sort of getting matched or getting caught. But just going to try a cheeky little lay at the top here. You can see looks like it's going to drift. TTH says it should be higher. So laid at 3.4, instantly out 3.45 for £5 on tick. Could have got more, but 2 minutes to the off. Thought that was the best time to get in, out, and shake it all about. So going to green this up, £3. Which doesn't sound a fortune, but over the course of the day, if you're doing this 20-25 times, it soon mounts up. And there we go, the price is just before the off. You can see they're pretty much spot on, and the TTH tool does it again. And there's a list of our prices. Another little £8 in the bid. Thank you very much. Move on, sir. Green up and move on. Right, let's have a look at this one. See what we can do in this. Have a good look at the card and see if we can spot any opportunities. You can see these drifting up and out. The top two are steaming in, coming down. And the two below that, three below that, are drifting. So have a quick look at the Betfair graph. I'll take a few minutes just to sort of spot where the best place to, best horse to jump on. Looks like it's a drifter. You can see there TTH has it 3.34. Has been drifting. So we're getting on the win market. We've got to lay it there, as you can see. 7.2. And as we try and say, you can use this for the win market. You can use the direction that TTH has on the place market to get in and make some money on the win market. This is what many of our guys are doing, and either leaving the place market or just swing trading it, going for more than just one tick. It really is horses for courses, as the saying goes. It's there's no right, there's no wrong. You know, you find a method and adapt it to your own personal circumstances. We have a chat room at the tradingthehorses.com site, where there's always someone in to help and advise, to share ideas, spot things that other people might not have seen, and it's a great community of like-minded traders. So we've made a free £40 on that particular nag on the win market. Got a green up there for a quick fiver. Or shall we? We'll let it run for a bit. I'm going to try and get out the place market as well. Obviously the place market takes a little bit longer to get your prices taken, obviously because liquidity is lower than on the win market. So we've got 3 minutes to the off, plenty of time. So I don't like to let it go too near to the race off. Don't like to have money in the market. You never know what might happen. The internet might be cut. You could lose power, whatever. So it's best not to leave it right down to the wire. There we go. Going to green up. Green up time. On to the next, sir. And sometimes when you're trading horses, you've got to have sort of courage in your beliefs. Whilst for newer traders, it's probably best and advisable to cut your losses and have a stop loss if a price goes against you, and it will do at times. It will do. So, wouldn't advise to let it go for more than 2 or 3 ticks if it goes the wrong way. But when you gain a bit of experience, and you will, the more you use the tool, the better you will get. There's no doubt about that. and you'll get the confidence using it to know that when a price comes in or drifts, if the tool says that that is still wrong, then it should realign and the prices will come back and you'll get matched. So I'll try and show you in this video exactly what I mean by this. Going to lay at 5.5 in the win market. And just try and steal a tick. Just scalp a tick. There's nothing wrong with scalping for a tick. You get in and out fairly quickly and you make your money. It's something I do most of the time. And see the prices on the place should be higher. So moving over to the place market, just sitting there at 192, 1.92. There's a big gap in front of us, but we know that the price should be higher. So as long as we're sitting here and there isn't a sudden downturn on this horse, and even if there was, we could actually pull that price without any damage. So you're obviously monitoring what yours and the other favourites are doing around you. And if it turns the other way, then obviously you look to come out. We've been taken, we've been matched. 1.92. TTH price is a fair bit higher. It's been drifting in the last 10 minutes. The favourite is coming in. There's £6,000, so you know I'm reasonably sort of confident that at the moment it's looking okay. And this is the key with this tool, is you don't need mega stakes. You don't need to put in 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 pounds. You can use small stakes and you can make your 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pounds a race. And over the course of the day, that really does build up. You know, and you can make a nice income with this tool. I'm just going to let it run for a bit. And also, if you scalp the win market and the price does go against you in the place market, then you can also almost offset that loss on the place to the win on the win market, if this makes sense. So it should be a very small sort of loss overall. So you can see the price is coming down. It's not ideal for us. But what I'm thinking is that the sort of the cutoff is sort of 4.95s, and our horse has not traded below that. So I'm fairly confident, with the help of TTH, that the price will come back. It will actually drift up. I'm keeping an eye on the favourite on the left hand side. You can see it's been drifting at the moment, and obviously that impacts what our one does. So I've gone back in at fives. I've laid at fives for £100, you can see. Just keeping an eye on the one on the left, just to see what that's doing. Our lay is starting to be taken. And as I said earlier, for more inexperienced traders, I wouldn't sort of recommend this. I wouldn't advise this. The faves price, you can see, is now coming down, so that supports our one drifting, as you can see. So gone in at 5.3 on the back. It's coming massively the favourite, which is good news for us. And a potential sort of £6, £7, £8 loser is now starting to look good, starting to look very favourable. Favourite now into 1.53, and there's real momentum now on our one to drift. We've still got £77 to be taken from the last back that we put in earlier. And here we go, 3 minutes to the off. Get in there, my son. Thank you very much. And time to green up. Green up and move on. Still a little bit of work in the place market. Say that the tool is saying it should be higher, the place. So again, fairly confident that the red you see in the middle there, the profit, the current minus 105, the tool says over 2, so I'm not going to be greedy. You know, don't trade it to the actual point, exact point that the TTH tool says. Just, you know, just trade, you know, 2, 3, 4 ticks around it. You know, we try to lay it again there and wait for it to drift, which didn't get matched, but there we go, another small profit. The old classic for a trader, don't be greedy. Don't take too many ticks, go the wrong way, you'll lose out. Very true, very true. Why overdo it? You know, no need to whatsoever. You're safer going in and taking, certainly scalping 1 or 2 ticks on the win market, and if the prices are still wrong, go back in. Use the same stakes, go back in again. Price on this one looks like it would drop. TTH is confirming that. The fave is drifting. So whilst we've mainly been showing you sort of how to lay first, I'm going to show you in this video just backing first. I personally prefer to lay first because traders like to back, so you always get matched quicker than if you're backing first. So that's something that I tend to do over at prematchtrading.com for the football, which scalps the markets before kickoff. And another brilliant tool, a sister site, prematchtrading.com. And just looking for an entry point. Keeping an eye on what the other two are doing either side. Not taking the price on offer, going to ask for a price, 5.2. You know, why always take the price on offer? I only ever do that if I think I'm going to miss the drift and it's going to drift before I get matched. If I think that's going to happen, then I'll tag on to the end of a price as it goes up or as it comes down. This particular case, don't think that's going to happen, so quite happy to ask for a price of 5.2. TTH place says it should be lower, so the win should Should drop a little bit too. Just going to sit and wait for that to happen. Now back at 204 in the place market, we backed it for £200. We've had £50 of it matched. So the tool was spot on again. Excellent. Big gaps there in between, so it's just confirmation of that back. You know, why not try and get in on one of the gaps here? You know, there's plenty of time. There's 15 minutes to the off. We know the price should be lower, so submit your back in there and hope someone takes it. Someone's put a load of money in after that on top, so quite happy for that to sit there and wait. Obviously keeping an eye on what our horse is doing in the meantime, whether it's drifting, whether it's steaming in. And it's also, you know, you're not just looking to trade on one horse in a race. If you spot other opportunities, then jump on. You know, you're not restricted to how many you trade or how many times you go back in and out in the course of a race. You know, get in, make your money, and move on. Still waiting at 5.2 to be taken. And sometimes what I do is force a price back up. This works very well in the football. So I've gone in a tick lower because I'm fairly near the front of the queue at 5.2. So all it needs is a little sort of upsurge and it will be taken. Straight back to the place market, just raising that £50 up to 1.94. Don't think the 204 is going to be taken somehow. I think that's gone. So let's cancel that. Back to the tool. And it is grown in popularity. We've only been open 4 weeks, and judging by the feedback, the reviews, testimonials, emails we're getting, people are doing very well from it, which is exactly what we want to see. We want to see people making money. There's nothing out there that we know of that's as unique, as similar. So you know, give it a go, give it a try. The site is tradingthehorses.com, and we'd love to see you on board. So it looks like this particular case, it hasn't jumped back up yet, but near the front of the queue, I don't really see a huge change coming. So just going to sit in and wait to be matched, to be taken. There's a fair bit of money around that area: 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.4. And this is the BetAngel software, by the way. A lot of the guys use this. It's my personal favourite one. There are other ones out there. There's the Geeks, which is good. There's one called Sematic. Racing Traders, Gruss. There are a few out there, but it's all sort of personal sort of taste and what you're used to. So nothing's been taken yet. No one's come in and gobbled our money, which is a shame. I'm going to green this little bit up. It's only £2. Got the option to green this one up as well, £1.50. and we're going to look for other sort of opportunities here. Just keeping an eye on the TTH price, seeing what's happened in the last 10 minutes. The Betfair graphs are good indicators. Seeing what the horses are doing around the one you're looking at trading. And here we go. Let's get on Cloudy Bob and see what we can do. The price looks like it should be high, so we're going to lay at 3 for £100. And just sit in there. As we can see, the TTH is saying 3.24. 2 of the 3 horses above have been coming in. They've been dropping. And these are the sort of indicators that we look for. Previous prices traded, Betfair graphs. Also, even look at the odds that the bookmakers are showing. We've got links at the top of the page for that. Timeform, Betfair videos. I'm going to move it up 3.1. Also going to go in at 305, because it does look like the price will drift. 8 minutes to the off, you can see. As I said earlier, if you hover the mouse on the horse on the left, you get the details of the trainer, the jockey, recent runs, etc., etc. So there's plenty of information on hand for the more sort of statistical minded traders. And the tool is good. As I say, it's not exactly 100% spot on every time, but there are certainly enough opportunities and races where it is very close and aligned to the Betfair prices. You really can make good money on this tool. You know, it's a great indicator in which direction a horse is likely to move, and that's golden. If you have that, then you can really use that to your advantage. So back to the place market, trying to nick a couple of ticks. In and out, shake it all about. And if you'd like to become an affiliate for the tool, then drop us a line at tradingthehorses@gmail.com and earn some money trying to promote it. Always happy to hear from people trying to spread the good word on the tool. I think the price is going to drift, so we're going to move it up a tick. The indicator says it's going to drift up, it's going to go up. At the front of the queue, that's all our money in there. And going back in again at 3.25, because it should drift, should be ticks higher. Moving it up. Getting on the bottom of that money there. Just thinking about going back in Every tick up is more green for us. You can see on the left hand side. You can see the prices. Sort of 3-4 minutes to the off. We're looking at nice little £16 at one stage, dropped to 13 and now 10, and even lower. Me beer money is going down and down. No food for the cat this weekend. Shame. And so at this point, yeah, I mean, I should have got out really at sort of £16-13 profit. Instead we just look to exit and take a smaller green. So you know, you don't have to be greedy about it. You know, as said earlier, if you can average anything from £5 to £15 a race, then over the course of a day, over the course of a week, you will earn good money, good tax-free money. And the more you use the tool, the better you'll get. You know, we've got guys that have already been using it since the start that are doing very well from using it, and making profits day in, day out. So there's no reason why you can't do the same thing. As I said earlier, I'm not a professional racing trader. I picked it up like everyone else, and over this videos, you know, picked up 40 quid for 2 hours of trading. Now if you can do that 20-30 hours a week, then you have a nice income. And if I can do it, anyone can. Honestly, there's no doubt about that. So you're just going to green up here. We see the list of races, just under £40. One loser in there. Took my eye off the ball. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a go. Tradingthehorses.com, and we'll see you again next time.